Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the PC fan creation game WCW Feel the Bang. The game is a complete overhaul of the N64 game WWF No Mercy and removes practically everything WWE and replaces it with everything WCW. But is this fan creation overhaul game of an old N64 game from the year 2000 even worth your time or not in 2019? Could this be the best wrestling game on the PC, or is it just another god-awful WWE 2K game? Well, here's a more detailed look at what's on offer. Story-wise, it's wrestling. So don't expect anything on the epic scale of Final Fantasy VII. Yes, it's wrestling, and wrestling does sort of have its own storylines, so there really isn't a massive need for any real type of story in this game. I'm fairly sure that anyone who will be playing this to recreate matches from past WCW eras, such as Goldberg knocking out Bret Hart, or Scott Steiner and Buff Bagwell beating up on someone pretending to be Scott Steiner's mom, when it's actually just Perry Saturn in a wig and a frock. Or various other strange events like that from past WCW eras. So while there's no real story mode for this game, well, not a proper one anyway, I'm fairly sure that anyone who will be playing this game will be playing it to recreate scenes from past WCW matches that we saw when we were all a lot younger. Character-wise, the roster is massive, with loads of characters available which I just wasn't expecting. You get a huge choice to choose from, ranging from Sting, Norton, Nash, Hall, and a whole host of others. It's really amazing that there are this many classic characters to choose from, and that they're all very well created, with each one of them looking like how they're supposed to look. While the graphics may not be perfect on how they look, they still come across as who they're meant to be. You also have unlockable characters such as the British Bulldog and NWO Hulk Hogan, which require you to complete certain achievements in order to unlock them. So there's plenty of characters to choose from, which will give you loads of opportunities to recreate classic matches from the past, such as Sting vs Bret Hart and DDP vs Scott Steiner. Gameplay is pretty much identical to that of the original N64 game, with a few slight changes being made here and there. Most of the moves are the same, however there are a few hacked moves which have been imported into the game, as they aren't there originally in the base game's moveset. Gameplay itself is pretty much what you would expect it to be from a wrestling game. The combat is paced and rather slow when compared to other wrestling games of today, or when compared to other wrestling games such as the SmackDown series. But the thing is, that's what I liked about this game originally. It felt more real like the wrestling I used to watch, as the action was paced, and if you hit a big move on another player, it clearly showed them running out of steam, having difficulty getting back up, and a whole host of other small details. So gameplay wise, even though it's a very old game from the year 2000 and so, it still feels like a great game even today. The gameplay is really well paced, and it just feels that much more real compared to other wrestling games of today. Appearance wise, the graphics are impressive, considering that this game uses an N64 engine to run the game, and with it running on the PC, everything now looks in HD. Well, mostly everything. Yes, the crowd do still look a pixelated mess, and yes, some objects do look rather messy, but the characters themselves and the arenas are all beautifully well created, especially seeing how this is a fan created game. The game itself may be using the old 64 No Mercy engine to run the game, but everything else is being completely recreated from scratch. I think some textures and details might have been ported over from WCW NWO Revenge, but it's rather hard to tell, and even if that is the case, it's still been done very well. The graphics themselves are impressive, especially when you remember that this is a game that is almost 20 years old now. The game still looks good even today's era, especially with the beefed up PC graphics, helping them have higher res textures. The graphics are quite good, and personally I like what I'm being shown. I like them a lot more than some of the other wrestling games out there available for the PC and other consoles. When it comes to the game's environments and arenas, you get a massive choice to choose from, and I was really not expecting this. I was expecting something along the lines of what No Mercy offers you, and to have around about 5 or 6 arenas at best. Yet this game gives you a massive choice of arenas to choose from, ranging from Bash at the Beach, Starcade, Thunder, Sold Out, Nitro from 2000, and practically every other arena you could think of. In fact, there's only really one arena from a special event which I don't think is here, and that's the only one that I can think of that's not in this game. It really is quite impressive what's been done here with what little was available. And you may be sat there thinking that that might not sound that impressive, as this is just a wrestling game, and you would just expect that there would be a wrestling ring with a few different style mats. But it's everything else which really makes everything stand out, and it's the amount of all the detail that's been put in. It's all the time and all the effort that's been put into creating all the small details, such as the entrance arenas, the advertisement banners, the different coloured floor matting, all the signs placed around the arena, and everything else. It's all just beautifully well done. So much time and effort has been put into creating these environments, and each one of them is a joy to behold, as they really did do a perfect job of recreating those arenas from the past. If you've been watching the video and you've seen some other videos online and are curious about getting the game, then I'll say this right from the very beginning: you don't need to buy this game, as it's a fan creation game and it's free. You get everything in 2 files, but installing everything is rather difficult. It's not exactly like what you'll be used to on Steam, where you buy a game, download it, and hopefully it should work. With this, you have to download 2 files and mess around with the second file using Cheat Engine to install music and various other things. It just isn't very easy to follow, and even if you do follow a guide online, step by step, to installing it, it still may not work for you. So just be aware that even though this is a fan creation game and it's free, the game itself still does have quite a lot of bugs, which the developer is trying to iron out. So while not perfect, it's still playable, and you can still get some great matches out of it. It's a good game, it still has a lot of bugs that need iron out, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. In fact, I think it's the only real wrestling game I've enjoyed since 2K14, which is sadly quite a bad thing to say when you think about it. All the other games past then just haven't been very good. And when you look at a game from 2000 and then you see what it's been beefed up into to represent the old WCW game, and you find it's better than most wrestling games of today, I'm not really sure if that's a good or a bad thing. It's a good game, you can download it for free, and you can play it without any worries. It's not that easy to install, but once you do get it installed, it is a lot of fun to play. Well, that's it for this video guys, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and please subscribe.